So we're going to play a little game before I start. Is that okay? So when I tell you to clap once, you clap once. Like this. Twice. And 3 times. Are you ready? Are you sure? Clap once. Twice. 3 times. On a mountain called Sinai, Moses received a message from Adonai to build for him an earthly tabernacle, one which would mirror his heavenly temple. And so every piece of gold and silver, every ornament was a symbol to remember the covenants and the commandments of love, worship, and adoration to Yahweh, the God of their liberation. This was to embody the process of purification, a reminder that sin and offense took a toll that required remission. It was the body broken down into practice, a foreshadow of a time in the future where everybody would become sinless. It was like a map that traced a man and woman from sinful to fully seen by God, dwelling in and amongst his people. The people, however, lost in their own ways of lust, lost in the ever-changing maze of dust, sought to hide in the regrets of their ways and run away from the one who would later present himself as the way. And so through the wilderness of rotation for 40 years, they saw the eminent yet unending reality of their fears, that God was terrific, timeless, timely, terrifying, and tenaciously thoughtful, found fully in their thoughts, and so there was no place or space to stay unlawful. The law was a cloak and dagger they could not understand, how they could stand on solid ground held up by an invisible hand. And so the problem with sin is that it misinterprets the benevolence of God while solemnly gripping the umbilical cord between the source of life and the struggle to strive for a perfect image that is birthed from the consistency of our weaknesses. And so every time God protected them, sin projected to them a God who loves to kill. And every time God delivered them, sin made it hard to be a believer, even amongst a cloud of witnesses by day and a pillar of clouds and fire at night like hell. Every time God said to them, I love you, all they ever heard was, I love you. Much like us, you see, sin is proud of us when we dwell in the paradox, proud that we are humble, saving others to feel good about ourselves, giving alms to the poor as long as it makes the social media love poor, preaching the gospel to sound smart while staying deceptive and deceitful at heart. Sometimes, in our walk of faith, we are still in the wilderness, saved from the slavery of sin, still looking to Egypt for a chance to retrogress. But God, greater than our greatest trespass, passes a sentence on us for the chance out of the embers being that man cannot save man from the punishment of the sin and crime that man committed, but God can. So God became a man to save man. Only God can be born a man like me to save a man like me. I think the confession is clear, that Jesus is the bridge from where we were to a time, a place and time where and when God lives rent-free in our hearts, like a light that shines unconquered by darkness and unencumbered by weakness. And so he has made us his tabernacles, not of tents and nails and curtains, but of water, blood, and spirit. What a marvel. And he has called us to an eternal knowing. I know for certain that the closer we are to God, the less tolerant we are to sin. I know for certain that sin is a mismanagement of God's design for being. I know for certain that at the end of all this, sin doesn't win. I know for certain that we have received an enablement to be the generation that knows the Lord and seeks his word and never gets tired of listening to him speak and talk. I know for certain that we are made holy by his Holy Spirit dwelling in us, like a sanctified ventriloquist, pulling the strings to a melodious mix, starving sin, staying clean, and making holiness win. And all we have to do is stick to him like glue. So here's a charge, I'll give it to you free of charge. Okay. That we find sin in the thoughts that matter, that we bring it to its end, my friend. that we reconcile the iniquities of our desires, that we quench those illicit fires, and embrace our destinies as these tabernacles of flesh and blood, void of any earthly impurities. Stay sanctified.